the den, the lair in Belgium, the hideout, if you will. Quick session, quick live. Come on in, ask me anything. Just had a really, really good first call meeting session with a new client. Very inspiring dude. Shout out to him. Very cool to have the opportunity to work with people that also enrich my reality and my thoughts. So definitely felt inspired coming out of that. And now, as you all know, you get to come in and ask me anything. You know the drill. I should probably go back to using my Discord um, to have people post questions that I can then answer later on. But until I do that, this is what we got. Papuna, how are you? Are you better? Dude, I'm still sick. I don't know what it is. Um, I, as you can tell by my cough, I'm still like definitely under the weather, but I'm still able to work out. So I don't know. I don't know, man. It's something that's lingering. Um, at the same time, though, I'm doing my version of Solar October, trying to get rid of some bad habits, and I definitely recommend all of you to do and try so as well. As it pertains to any type of substance abuse or addiction or bad habits, I mean this is my take on it, but I feel like every Monday is just an opportunity to start over and to start a streak of withholding from something or someone, for that matter. And I don't know, but I cannot do this on a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Saturday. Like it has to be a Monday. It has to be a new beginning, new week. And I think that that is like the greatest advantage of our system as it pertains to time and dates and how we quantify a day, how we quantify an hour. Even if you have a bad day, at most it'll only last 24 hours. And there's always just that mental reset of having a new day, having a new week, having a new year. And ironically enough, I see that most people are infatuated with the idea of New Year's resolutions. So they'll try to get rid of an addiction or that habit when a new year occurs. But why only use that once every 365 days if you can do that 52 times a year, every single week? Have ginger tea. Yeah, I had ginger tea this morning, but it's not really doing much. And I've been exercising every day. Thank you for that great advice. Exercising is never the issue. I got into a a little bit of a debate with a friend of mine, um, and she was talking about how you know basically she was calling lifting weights and going to the gym hard work. It's like it's a result of hard work. And I was like, I just generally feel like that's not hard work. Lifting weights in a gym is not hard work. Now, okay, granted, if you've worked 9 hours a day, like if you're not hitting the gym until 8 or 9 p.m. after getting up at 7 or 6 in the morning, all right, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Those people, all right, that's hard work. That's hard to do. Um, But if in general you have time 2 or 3 times a week, and listen, guys, we all have a weekend. Um, Now, due to my situation, I'm able to work out in the morning. But back when I was a sales manager, I was hitting the gym at 9 p.m. every night. So that wouldn't stop me. Can you give me a shout out? Shout out to Lowly Bloke. There you go, buddy. There you go. We are having an amazing October weather-wise in Belgium, so I hope the rest of you all around the world are experiencing the same. Now, all that being said, please go ahead. I'm going to open my Discord in the meantime because I know there are some questions in there that I haven't answered. And I am aware, and I apologize to all the people that are in my Discord, and I'm aware I haven't participated as much as I should, not even close. But there's only so much digital engagement that you can participate in my humble opinion. Let's see, Q&A. The last question seemed to be: is the desire for revenge a feminine emotion? I don't think it is. I think it's a human emotion. Um, do you have any demons that you deal with or struggle with? Obviously, but that I'm not really in the mood to talk about that right now. What's up, kid Leroy? How you doing, buddy? Let me see. Oh, here's a good one. What are your thoughts on the Myers-Briggs personality test? I took this test years ago unknowingly. Yesterday, I took the test again and I got the same result of INFJ. Given that this is a personality type only 1% of the population have, I thought it was curious that I got the same extremely rare result again. I thought for sure I would get a different result due to changes I made since taking the test originally versus now. Do you think there's some aspects of their core personality that remain consistent despite surface level changes? Absolutely. I think that people probably overestimate how much you can change about yourself. I think we have a core personality, a core being, um, and you can tweak it, you could alter it, but at the end of the day, you know, like that's kind of like who we are. I do think that as time progresses, we have the ability to willingly change some things about ourselves. But even then, I think it's more so a physiological process than it is a mental process. I don't think we're necessarily doing it on purpose. Like something that I mentioned many times before is that I'm noticing, for example, I'm just becoming way less emotional with the years, and emotional in the sense of, I always use the example of music or things like that. Like, I remember the feeling music used to give me. Like, if I go back to my old playlists and I listen to the songs that I would put on repeat, now I listen to them and it's quite cringy. Not always, but some of them, especially the sad songs. And I remember, like, I vividly remember, like, 17 or 18-year-old me sitting there listening to that song and just like being moved and being touched. Um, and I just, it's like that's a different person. And I think that just is a byproduct of maturing and getting older. So that's one example. Kid Leroy, had he ever looked into Islam? By the way, thank you so much, man, for the donation. Appreciate that a lot. I think if you look deep into this religion, you will find it will make a lot of sense. Dude, I am absolutely convinced that Islam makes a lot of sense. So does Christianity, so does Catholicism, Buddhism. I think religion in general, I mean, I've yet to come across a religion that um, people get lost in the fog of tales and stories and hyper specifics. What religion really is, I mean, in those cases, it's a guideline on how to not be a very shitty person. It's all about compassion, help thy neighbor, don't kill, don't steal, those type of things. Like I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, if you look at it, all religions kind of tell the same story. They just like to give different names. And for example, Islam, like they also uh, believe in Jesus. It's just that Jesus played a slightly different role. And at the end, it always comes down to the same thing. To me, it's a little bit weird how people get so fixated. Well, I wouldn't say weird because people are still doing it today, but how people can get so fixated on, my religion is the right one, that's that one. Like, you're all telling the same story, guys. It's all the same stuff, kind of. Um, and I think there is still a need for it in some ways, but in general, I think that we now have enough tools to our disposal and enough um, historical lessons to kind of, you know, pick and choose the things that you want from every religion or philosophy. Like, I'm bigger on philosophy than I am on religion. I feel like I would almost go as far as saying that religion is an adaptation of philosophy and embellished with tales and myths and legends to help get the lesson or point across. But it comes down to the same thing. I feel like philosophy, in many ways, is a more pure and less altered form of religion. You know, it's like religion is like the tuned rims on a car. It's the spoiler. It's the green coated wrapping color. You know what I mean? Whereas philosophy is the engine. It's just like straightforward, no nonsense. I don't like that religion part when they force you to believe in something without asking questions. Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, I think in most cases, religion is used to make money and to obtain power and to just kind of be able to do whatever the hell you want. The problem with religion is that even though you're speaking of a divine concept, it is being practiced and carried out by humans who are not divine, who are not almighty, who are not all knowing, who are not pure, who are not innocent. So that's the problem. You basically, religion enables people to act out the words of God, and plot twist, who's the one in contact with God? The person in power. So they kind of get to just say and do whatever because they can say God told them to do so. Islam is the only monotheistic religion. Islam, if you dig deep, will show you is nothing but the truth. I'm gonna Google monotheistic. All right, monotheism. Monotheism. The belief in existence of one God. But isn't, I mean, the Catholic Church only believes in one God too, right? Christianity believes in one God. Jews believe in one God. So I don't think you're actually correct in that one, buddy. And just the statement in itself of saying it's nothing but the truth. It's like, why does it always have to be like, Papa Papuna official just said it. He's like, why do we have to always believe in something without asking questions? Why does it have to be nothing but the truth? Like, that statement in itself kind of implies that you're better off not asking questions. You see? But, like, please don't mistake me for being anti-religion, because I do feel like religion has helped a lot of people who are in need of clear guidelines. Most people just don't really know how to be a decent person. They just can't figure it out. You see it daily. And now we turn to influencers, we turn to TikTok, and we turn to people telling you how to live. Like a lot of these modern day influencers are the new gods, are the new prophets, and they're just kind of, telling you how to live and telling you what's right, and people worship them. So, religion has been replaced, God has been replaced by Google, if you will, which isn't necessarily a better a better way forward. Just pay attention to everything that happens around you. Pay attention to the world and how people speak, and always try to maintain a critical out view. What I do, mine, just did yoga. Now I'm cooking a carbonara at home. My boss isn't at work today. So you just said, fuck it. Gonna do some yoga. Make me and carbonara and not show up to work. I respect it, man. Salute to you. Shout out to Sweden. That's what's up. I need to get back into yoga, work on my flexibility, definitely. Kid Leroy, what religion that has 1.2 billion followers is criticized and never looked into the most, but still is the fastest growing religion in the world and will be the largest in the world soon enough? Like you said, pay attention. Are you implying that the Islam is not criticized? Is criticized. I misread that. Not that. Um, is criticized, never looked into the most, but still the fastest growing religion. I mean, okay, so your argument is that because the Islam is the fastest growing religion and it has the most people, it's the best. So going by your logic, McDonald's is the best food and the most tasty food. And going by your logic, Marvel movies are the best movies, right? Because everybody loves the superhero movies, right? And going by your logic, Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift are the best musicians. Like, as soon as you start using numbers to quantify actual worth and success and value, you'll find that it's actually usually better to look at it the opposite way. Um, I reverting back, and I'm not saying that Islam is bad. I'm just like, again, I'm not. I just, why do you need? Why, like, can you just explain to me why do you need these ancient teachings that are clearly an adaptation? They're all an adaptation of the same story. Like, can we at least agree on that, right? Like Egyptians, Romans, Greeks, Islam, like they're all talking about the same thing. They really are. Like it's the same stories. It's just like different metaphors. Um, so why do you cling on to that as desperately as you do? Like that is, why can't you just take more of the raw general approach to life and try to take things like, again, it all comes down to the same thing. It's not rocket science. It's about be a good person, don't sin, try to help others, be compassionate. Like that's it. Like why do you, like, for example, in the case of Islam, there is no rational reason why women should cover up like their head with a scarf. There's just God doesn't love you more if you do that. Like, even if that was a real thing. You're not a better person because you're wearing a scarf. You're not, it's really, that's a silly aspect of it. Like, and I think maybe that might be the biggest one. If you could just take that one out of it, probably like it would be great. Like I think that's just the, because you keep bringing up that it's the most put down and the most criticized because there's such an obvious thing there. It's like, and if I'm not mistaken, I reckon the Islam also doesn't acknowledge people being gay, right? I mean, neither does the Catholic Church. I guess maybe now they do, but like in Islam, are you able to be openly Islam and gay? I don't think so, right? So there you go. Like, as long as you have those two things in place, how can you actually sit there and defend, like, I mean, you can practice it, but don't tell others that they should go that way because it's quite insane that there's still these huge groups of people that are just like, if you're gay, you should die. Like, think about it. Doesn't see that doesn't and again, like I'm not even like I don't really even care that much. Like, and I'm definitely not I do not consider myself like leftist or anything like that. I definitely have some concerns with the current LGBTQ movement and how aggressively they move. So it's not like I'm over here. Like, for example, the whole gender stuff and having children choose to pick different genders and stuff. Like, I'm not with all of that. So I'm definitely not um you know I'm not far to any side, but there's nothing wrong with being gay. Like, you can please, if you're gay, you're gay. Like, I think we figured out by now that that's a real thing. And people, they don't just do that for attention. They don't do that because they're sinners. Um, they don't do that because, like, it's a real thing. It even exists among animals. So, like, why should that still be a thing to like, you know, to frown upon or even notice? That's weird to me. Tommy, amen. Pun intended. Even the imam are preaching homosexuals are trash. That's so primitive. I can't even grasp it. Yeah, I agree. Why do women wear makeup and try to look good? Same reason why women cover themselves in Islam. One doing it because society says, the other because God says. Either way, women have no choice. But the problem is, you're not like these are not actual facts. I do not know where you live, but I can tell you right now, my mom right now is not wearing any makeup. I don't think she's put on any makeup this week. I don't think she'll wear any makeup. Like, that's not a real thing. You can't take these extreme um, examples. Like, sure, I guess there's places where women feel like they should wear makeup, but like, go to Barcelona. Like, go to Spain. The majority of women do not wear makeup. And if they do, it's because they like it and they feel sexy in it. And guess what? A bunch of guys wear makeup too now. And it's fine. So to say that women have no choice, and again, to equate putting on some lipstick and some eyeliner with covering your like hair and even your facial features in certain cases, that's a wild comparison, though, man. I wear makeup so people don't ask me why do I look tired. That's a good one. But I mean, like, I think at this point, this like, we're not living in the '70s anymore, where women have to wear red lipstick and heels and be like, hee hee hee. Like, well, feminism happened. Thank God it did, and kind of changed all of that. They wear it because they want to attract men. So, okay, what about all the women that are married or have a partner and still wear makeup? Can you explain what they're trying to do? Are they just trying to cheat, or I mean, and I don't understand how you as a man can speak for women, like, even saying that they wear to attract men. You're acting like lesbians don't exist and they wear makeup too. So you see how that works? Like, they're not even all of them are into men, not even close. So I don't know, man. I think you know that you're not making much sense at this point. Anywho, always fun to talk about religion, isn't it? I wasn't expecting that today. It's quite a buzzkill. So, if anybody else has some cool questions and wants to change the subject, feel very free. In the meantime, as I await your questions, I'm going to remind you I'm still taking on new clients as well. So send me an email if you want to work with me. This is my email address, lorenz.dries@gmail.com. That's LORENZ.DRIES at gmail.com. And we can make it happen. But I do warn you that I don't really want to talk about religion all day if that's why you want to hire me. So if that's your end goal, maybe don't send me an email. And if it's not your end goal, go ahead and do. And we can turn things around for you in the best way possible. I'm just looking at the sun peeking through. It's turned out to be a beautiful day. It was misty in the morning, and the morning was rough, I have to say, because I'm doing my Solar October thing. I'm having very lucid dreams, very crazy dreams. I actually dreamt that I was gonna get surgery, and it was a nightmare, obviously. And I was screaming and yelling, and I didn't want it, and it was so real. And it took forever, and then I finally woke up. And you ever had that? Where you wake up and it's like um, the dream felt so real that you can't that it affects your actual day. What's your plans and thoughts for the upcoming month and next year? So, as you know, I'm getting out of this flat by the end of this year. A. B. I'm trying to purchase a house. Scanning the market for that. C. I'll probably spend the first half of next year traveling more again. And right now, man, I'm very much focused on my purpose and expanding that. And my purpose, what I love to do, and I hate to repeat myself all the time, but it's like working with my clients, helping people. I love the day where I have 5 or 6 calls and I'm just busy, and then I go to the gym in between. That's a great day for me. And I'm just trying to build that business, trying to expand that business, and try to meet as many interesting people in the process as I can. I'm also focusing more on networking once again, meeting different people from different walks of life, and yeah, just basically growing in a very literal sense. How tall are you? 6'3". So it's like 1 meter and 92, 93 centimeters. Leandro Torricelli, you have a beautiful name, dude. What's current inflation like in Belgium? Are prices soaring there too? I live in Brazil. The situation is ridiculous, dude. Um, I try to use my car as little as I can because gas is out of control. The reason I'm leaving this flat is because my landlord raised my rent twice in a year, and like by an exuberant amount. So they're able to do that legally, apparently. Um, Supermarket, everything has gone up. Beer prices, like going to the bar, everything is up. Like I don't go out to eat anymore. I don't really go to bars anymore. Like I'm just trying to save money because yeah, everything is through the roof. And a lot of people are saying that this is just a start. So apparently, like 2023 is going to be a lot harder, even. So let's see. How do you manage to get muscles? Um, I applied a technique called progressive overload, which basically means imagine there was once a Greek man and a herder, and every day he would carry a small, how do you call a calf, right? A calf is like a baby cow, and he would carry that up the hill, and he would do this every day. And as the calf grew day by day, obviously slowly, he kept carrying it up. And because of that, because also the herder's body started growing, because the load on his shoulders became heavier and heavier, he was able to carry a fully matured cow after a couple of years because it happened gradually. And that's how I built my muscle. You basically increase the weight that you are lifting gradually over time so that but slowly enough so your body can keep up, and that way one day muscles ensue. That's the best and easiest way to explain it. Sounds good. Buying a house in Belgium? Yup. How much cash do you need to put down when you buy a house? It all depends. Like, the question is not how much cash do you need to put down to buy a house. It's how much cash do you need to put down to get a loan to buy the house. So, I mean, if you want to get, like, houses here they're like, you're easily paying 250,000 for a house, and that's not a fancy house. That's an old house that you're gonna have to renovate. So 250, let's say. So maybe if you put down like 70,000, and then you need to loan another 200. I'm not a banker, but like that's roughly how it is. Grogu, what's up, buddy? Your second date was super again. Thanks, I will see you again just because of your advice. Thank yourself, buddy, for subscribing to my channel and following my advice. I can take you to the water, can't make you drink. Can take you to the water, can't make you drink. Good job, buddy. You drank from the water. You took my advice, you applied it to your real life, and voila, now you had a second date. It was amazing. I bet she's into you, and I bet you are flying high. That's one of the greatest drugs there is, a new love interest. Oh man, I remember my Swedish ex. I chased her for so long. When I finally got her, I didn't sleep for 3 nights. I'm not even kidding. 4 days straight, I was running on adrenaline. I was just like, I did it. It was amazing. And then the fifth day, I crashed. That's a real thing. Yeah, Janus. I just saved more. I bought a two-bedroom apartment for 6 years, so I'm very happy and gratitude for this, my own apartment. Dude, major life achievement. Shout out to you. That's awesome, man. Great job. I'm an Indian teen who also has a brain tuner. I played junior cricket for the Indian team. Slowly, I realized about my tuner. You're an inspiration. I am very sorry to hear that, and I hope that your situation will improve and they will figure out a way to help you. I'm really not worthy of being called your inspiration because if you're in this ongoing situation, I have nothing but admiration for you. Be strong, stay strong. Electric bills have gone up 4 times in price. Yeah, here too. That's what I meant. Here you got to put down 15% at minimum. Yeah, I think it's more or less the same here. Can I send you a copy of the Quran in all English? I appreciate it, man. That I'm good right now. I appreciate it, though. I want to meet you before I finally die. Death is truth for me. Damn, that's heavy. Um, I think you're overestimating me and my importance. Meeting me is not really gonna do anything to better your situation. If I hope that you can find a way so that your community can help you or that your parents can help you. But obviously, if you're living in India, it might be hard. I don't really have anything. Uh, like I wish I could tell you something to make you feel better or to help you, but I feel quite powerless in this moment. Bro, please ban Kid Leroy. He's throwing bad energy. I mean, I don't want to ban him. It's all good, man. He's not being mean or disrespectful. He's just convinced about his cause. It's all good. Viren Zwanzig Nutzenoma. Hey, Nate, how is life going for you? Going good, man. How is my sweater treating you? You're still rocking that? I literally had it on yesterday. Tutorial slave. Is there any worth and ability in wanting to stick it out so my dogs get to live their last years in bliss and good health and wishing to drop dead the day after the last dog's demise? Oh, so you're saying you want to stay alive until your dogs die and then you're going to take your own life. Is there any worth in that? I mean, yeah, the animals get to have a better life, but you as their owner. And if that is your subconscious way of forgiving yourself and being and showing kindness to yourself, then who am I to judge that? Roll with it, rock with it. You know, even though I do believe that it's not just your dogs that are happy that you're still alive, but if that is what it is, if you need to put it in that wrapping for you to be able to live another day, do it, man. It's kind of worn out. That's a good sign. Buy a new one then. They're super cheap. Adina, no, my situation is over. It's gonna get over. Doctors are very good, but it's the truth. I'm dying and I accept it. I've been to Asian nations. You're a fighter. I love and respect fighters. Damn. I'm sorry, man. So sorry. But I definitely respect and salute your attitude in the presence of imminent death. I think there's a lot of people that would not have that dignity and strength to remain calm under those circumstances. So, you know, I can only respect that. I don't really have anything. I don't know what to say. Stay safe, stay blessed, warrior. Thank you. Cream Pie Lars. Quite the name. First time here, not familiar with your point at the journey. What do you want to know, buddy? Go ahead and ask me. Grogu, need to go offline again. Thanks, see you soon. See you, man. Stars. How often do you feel burnt out or drained from your coaching job? That's a funny question. Today, I'm energized because, like I said, I had a new client on today and it was awesome and he inspired me. Um, there's also days where I'm burned out. If the client, like, I'll have the client here and there who just doesn't follow my advice and they just want to whine. And then at some point, I just get fed up and I tell them, like, you're literally paying me just so you can complain to me, but you don't want to change anything. So I'm not gonna. I haven't gotten burnt out with my life coaching. It's just like sometimes due to rescheduling, if I have too many clients in a row, I can feel I'm very empty afterwards because there's only that much empathy you can give, and that's my competitive advantage, if you will. That's where I excel at. Like I really care. I'm like I get into the person. Like I'm really focusing all my energy, all my empathy, all my trouble solving skills and on that person and that conversation. I'm not like a psychiatrist, sitting there just like waiting for the time to pass and then kick you out of their office. So it does take a lot of me, but most of the time I love it. I haven't gotten burned out yet. Otherwise, I wouldn't be taking on new clients at this point. Are you hoping to be cancer free during this year? I'm already cancer free, my man. I've been so for a couple of years. Reading all these comments and listening to you speak just makes me grateful that I have my health. Yeah, I understand that definitely. Um, since Avinia, our Indian friend, shared what's happening. Um, the reason I ask is I'm thinking to become a psychologist. I'm thinking about the cons of the job. I think the cons of the job, especially in that context, are that Sometimes you're gonna deal with people that are just coming to complain. They don't want to make active changes, and you're gonna see that you're just kind of like they're gonna be once you feel like you are just your time is being bought just for you to operate as a listening droid, if you will. That's it's gonna be hard. That's where I'm lucky. I get to more pick and choose who I work with. But I think all in all, it's a very interesting job. Is there something you like to splurge on? I like clothes. I mean, it might look silly because I'm wearing like a lot of sporty stuff and sweatpants, but like this, like I love this hat. You know, look at how that looks. How that's embroidered. Like I love that. I love Star Wars books. You know, like I just bought all of these all at once last week, and I'm reading all of them. Like I'm finishing these in like 6 weeks. There's another one. I'm just finishing this one. Um, yeah, the biggest. I like nootropics. I just spent 260 euros on nootropics. So Tonkat Ali, magnesium, a sleeping aid. But yeah, I would say clothes is definitely my guilty pleasure. I don't buy brands necessarily. I mean, this is by Nike, but it's from my cousin who works at Nike, so she gets it 50% off. Yeah. I splurge on pre-workouts as well. Actually, there's a lot of things to splurge on. So yeah, pre-workout is like the stuff you take before a workout to pump you up. I love trying different ones, so those are a few. What are you talking about? It's called compassion fatigue, and it's common. Yeah, but it does differs on the level of compassion and empathy that you have. And I do know one thing about myself: I tend to have a lot. Star Wars is my all-time favorite movies. I also love the series. I agree. I don't. It's not maybe. Well, I was gonna say the movies for me are not the best movies. I do love them, but maybe I wouldn't say it's the best ever. But I do love them. So whatever. Cream pie. I misunderstood. I thought you were still combating cancer due to some of the comments. Oh, good, man. Don't worry, man. There's no look. You're just new. You got in. You got just got in. There's nothing to apologize about, buddy. I'm just happy you're here. Really. Where you from? Lars. You sound Scandinavian. Hello. I haven't left a comment in a while, so I thought I'd check in and say hi. What's up, Inconceivable Dark? I remember you, man. That's been a while. Been a minute. You've been off the grid, haven't you? What's hey, Kid Leroy? Thank you, man. I love you too. Thank you very much for the generous donation. Does history interest you? I love history. Soon I'm gonna invest a lot of money in good winter clothes. Hey, Janus, let me give you some advice. You do not need to buy brands. Go to ASOS, ASOS.com. Yeah, .com. Um, and buy things by ASOS Design, which is their house brand. They got amazing stuff, really cool stuff. Doesn't cost a lot at all. It's quite cheap, and it's really good. Don't go buy don't buy North Face. Don't buy brands like you don't need all of that. Like it's not better. It's just more expensive. Avinia, my father is a propulsion engineer. He makes rockets and artillery. He's going to Armenia. I'll go with him. Wishing you luck. Then I'll visit Europe. Bye, friend. Wishing you luck. I wish you nothing but the best, Avinia. Hey, I'm happy like with the direction that this life has gone. Started off a little bit rocky, a little bit choppy. Yes, ASOS, their own brand is very nice and good quality. It fits very good. Dude, I literally only buy ASOS clothes at this point. I'm not even kidding. I might buy like I got like a Levi's jacket last year. Like every now and then but in general, as it pertains to sweaters, pants, especially sweaters and pants and vests, it's all ASOS. Like they got the best stuff and it's super cheap. Are you making bank? I'm making enough, but I definitely could be making a lot more if I was more commercial. Um, like what I do with my clients is not that scalable. I could be selling courses online. I would just have to make them one time and then sell them. But I don't like that. I don't feel like that provides the most value for the people that buy them. So I prefer to do the one-on-one coaching. And though I make less money doing that and it's less scalable, I enjoy it and it's my passion. I have a North Face winter jacket. Yeah. I mean, they're good jackets, but they're expensive, man. And everybody wears them now. They're so like, it's so generic. It's like the most popular jacket brand. And I like to try to wear stuff that is not that popular, like not that common. I mean, like I have my, I'll show you. Like I have this jacket. I love this jacket. Wait on, check this out. This, how fucking sick is this jacket? You know, that's sick. I got this in a vintage store. Like that's what I like. Like I haven't seen nobody with that ever. So I like to combine that with. By the way, you see how matchy I am? Hell yeah. F that, you're keeping it real. 95% of YouTube people making these courses are hustlers and fraudsters. You got morals, and that's why I like you. Thank you, man. And how come you haven't hired me yet, Stars on Mars? If you like me that much, I'm just saying. No, man, all jokes aside, um, it is true. Like I do have morals, and I do want to provide value, and otherwise, I don't feel like I should be financially rewarded for that. Like all those courses that people are selling and stuff like that. That's just a way to make money, a quick buck. I might hire you at some point. No need at the moment. All right, man. That's all good. I hope you never need me. Honestly, yes, the jacket looks cool. Very special colors. Yeah, I love that combination. Like the the gold and the burgundy, or they call that wine. Is that this color is called wine? By the way, there are people who are still looking for help and somebody to coach them, who are looking for a mentor. I operate with private video calls. If you want to work with me, this is my email, lorenz.priest@gmail.com. I'm old school. Send me an email and we can make it happen. You're feeling better? No, Jim. No, somebody asked me in the beginning of the call. I'm still sick. I think I went to the gym yesterday and the day after that. I might still go today, maybe. Hmm. Yeah, but I'm still pretty sick. I'm like debating whether or not I should go today. I might need a rest day, but then again, I love the gym, so it's like, yeah, it's tricky. I might just go in and do some arms. Well, we'll see. We shall see. All right, guys, we're almost 15 minutes in. I'm gonna start wrapping this one up. Do appreciate all of you having spent some time with me once again. This was one of the better lives in the last couple of weeks. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. So thank all of you. Thank no. Thank you to all of you for being a part of it, for being here, being a part of my community. All right. Have a very beautiful day, and I'll be back soon. Peace out.